I'm Julie Douglas. I write poetry for children. My poetry usually appears in anthologies and magazines, and earlier this year I brought out my first collection called Painting Poems, colourful poems to inspire creativity, illustrated by Jules Wilson. And this is really what I'm going to talk about today, how we can help children build confidence in exploring words, playing with words and pictures and colours and textures and ideas by painting poems. When I visit schools and nurseries, I do a variety of different creative activities, all to try and inspire children to create their own poetry in whatever way is right for them, and often using art as a way of hooking them in. So I have lots of activities in my poetry pick and mix box, and I'll try and get through as many of them as I can. A lot of teachers ask me, how do you get started with poetry? These are activities that would be good to get started with poetry. Probably aimed more at the lower to middle primaries, but you could expand some of them and make them a bit more challenging. So first of all, if you're going to inspire children to create poetry, you need some poetry collections and magazines. If children hear a poem a day, most days through primary, they will have heard over 1,000 poems by the time they leave, and that's a fantastic expansion of their imagination and their vocabulary and all those lovely poets and anthologies and collections that they'll have been exposed to. So that's my first tip. Try and have a poem of the day or a poem of the week. Make one of the children poet of the week, so they could get to take one of your anthologies home and choose a poem that they would like to share with the class every day. If we're going to inspire the children to write their own poetry, they need an opportunity to gather all their ideas together. So you could create a poetry journal with lots of envelopes, post-its, illustrations, things that are going to inspire them. This is somewhere where they can collect all their ideas, and something that's just tied together that they can dip in and out of, not something that's perfect, something where they can really put all their ideas in here, get their imagination going, and then take this when you're doing your writing activities and use that to build their own poems. It's good if we can help children start to become word collectors. So something I started doing over the last few years is collecting lots and lots of words from magazines and newspapers. You get great phrases, really good descriptive words, and build up a collection in your setting of all of these words and get the children to add to it, because it really is great fun when you put all those words out and give the children some card to create some flash poetry. They can just go through, pick out words that jump out at them, create random poems. You can do it very, very quickly, but it's helping build children's confidence in exploring vocabulary. You can just take photographs. You don't need to even stick the words down. You can take photographs and give these to the children, and they can put them in their poetry journal. So playing with words and encouraging the children to become real word collectors. And in the same way, we want to encourage the children, and in your setting we want to use lots of lovely images and illustrations to inspire children. I would recommend just start collecting from magazines recipes, any interesting illustrations, or maybe pictures from old calendars. Have a huge stash of these in your setting, because these are fabulous. Do activities like this, where you're giving the children a picture, give each child a different picture with some post-its, and they've to add a short phrase to each post-it, and then play about with that to create a fantastic poem inspired by that image. When children are doing poetry or creative writing, leave a bundle of illustrations, photographs, images in the middle of the table that they can flick through to get ideas. Sometimes it's really hard just looking at a blank sheet of paper and then having to come up with some ideas from that. If they've got an image to inspire them, that's really, really positive. You can also combine that with the words that you've also started to collect and get the children to create collages of words and pictures and recycled materials like this, What a fantastic project you could have in your class if every child had their own collage to work on. And this is all recycled materials and words that you would have been collecting. There's lots and lots of different ways to do that. They could do collages like this. They could make collage books. Here's an acrostic butterfly collage book. Or they could make collage books all about nature. All recycled materials, and it's just helping the children build up that vocabulary. You're taking pressure away from them because they are finding the words and getting used to how to spell them and use them in poetry. Right, my next activity is a nice fun activity. In here are lots of sweetie names. This is to encourage children to use alliteration. So we've got candy floss and marshmallows and tablet and toffee and fudge. Get the children to pick one out and they've got to then create an alliteration. So it could be fantastic, fabulous fudge or mouth-watering, marvellous marshmallows. And instead of getting them to write the poem down, make it three-dimensional. Get them to make a bag of all those lovely sweeties that they've come up with the name of. Brilliant bonbons, perfect popcorn. You could use poetry in a bag for a variety of different topics. You could do it with space or the rainforest, so that the children are coming up with alliteration to do with space, and then they're making the planets, etc. to go in the bag. So that's a fun way of really bringing poetry off the page and into the children's imagination. The next activity that's fun to do is making recipe books. I've got a poem called Cosmic Cupcakes, which is an acrostic poem, and it's full of the ingredients you would need from space to make cosmic cupcakes. Crumble a cluster of comets and shower of meteorites, and it goes on and on like that. If you get children to do this, they could make acrostic recipe poems for star scones. Again, space is really brilliant to use with collage, easy to illustrate. They could make moon muffins or crater cookies, lots of ideas, and children love having a book to take away to really feel that they've created something. You've got your very own classroom anthologies. The next activity is noisy poems. So in here, in this tin, are lots of very noisy onomatopoeia: rustle, giggle, pitter-patter, woof, buzz, tick-tock. So the children could take these out. You could give one for the whole class to explore and get the children to create. Again, it's another variation on acrostic poems. Get them to create what was behind that sound. So whoosh might be what the rocket said. I've got a poem called The Woof Translator, and it's what dogs are actually saying, and it's Walkie's time, only sausages will do, oh give me a cuddle, forever I love you. Finally, I'll just talk very quickly about paint chips. These are a great thing to collect. Paint chips, again, it gives children a fantastic opportunity to look at an illustration and then using paint chips from good hardware stores. Thank you very much for listening. Follow me on Twitter and I'll go into all these in much more detail, and please enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.